Hi, I'm Colin from Spaceflight Made Simple, and today we're going to do a short video talking about the Soyuz undocking and descent that should happen between February 5th and February 6th of 2020. On the evening of February 5th, the crew of Soyuz MS-13 will move from the Poisk module where the spacecraft is docked into the spacecraft itself in preparation for their return to Earth. After saying goodbye to the crew that are staying behind on the space station, they will seal the hatch between the space station and the spacecraft. After checking to make sure that both the spacecraft and the space station are properly sealed, at 12:50 a.m. Eastern Time on February 6th, the Soyuz spacecraft will separate from the International Space Station. It will then begin the slow process of getting a safe distance from the space station to begin the maneuvers involved in coming home. After the spacecraft is a safe distance from the International Space Station, it'll rotate and conduct an engine burn to make sure that it does not impact the station at any point. Sometime after 3 a.m. on February the 6th, the Soyuz spacecraft will conduct a deorbit burn. This is where the engines fire to slow the spacecraft down enough to where it will fall into the atmosphere. After it has finished this deorbit burn, the spacecraft will rotate and separate its three modules. The orbital module on top and the service module on bottom will burn up upon re-entry, since they're no longer needed. However, the descent module in the middle with the three crew members safely inside will endure the inferno of atmospheric re-entry. While the spacecraft is going through the hottest, most intense period of atmospheric re-entry, it will be out of radio contact with the ground due to something called plasma blackout. Basically, radio signals from the ground cannot penetrate the bubble of hot matter around the spacecraft. After the spacecraft has exited the other end of the plasma blackout, it'll reestablish communication with the surface and continue to decelerate as it makes its way down toward the steppes of Kazakhstan. As the spacecraft gets closer to the ground, it will deploy its Drogue Parachute. This will begin to slow the spacecraft down in preparation for the deployment of the main parachute. Once it has slowed down enough, the Drogue Parachute will pull out the main parachute. After the main parachute is deployed, the spacecraft's heat shield, which is no longer needed, is then deployed, exposing the spacecraft's landing rockets. The spacecraft will continue to slowly descend under the parachute until it is a few meters off the ground. When it is just a few meters or feet off the ground, it'll fire the landing rockets. These landing rockets are designed to slow the spacecraft down just a little bit before impact with the ground to make it more comfortable for the crew. After the spacecraft is on the ground, the crew inside will release the parachute and wait for Russian search and rescue crews to recover the spacecraft. So like I said, the landing is scheduled for in between February 5th and February 6th. All times in this video are Eastern Time Zone times. If you want a link to go watch the landing, I'll throw a link down in the description below to NASA's YouTube channel where they'll be live streaming it. If you have any questions about the Soyuz landing or anything space related, leave them in the comments down below and I'll try my best to answer them. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon if you want to get notified about further space events. I've been Colin from Spaceflight Made Simple, and I will see you next time.